Welcome to the presentation online about product management. We'll see how you can better manage your products. So to begin with, we'll start with the inventory file. In the inventory file, you will see that we have product, division, department categories. Those fields are used mainly by banners, and for some banners sometimes there's no category, and for some there's not even a department. But you can use those for your personal products so that they fall into specific categories for you to better analyze the sales and the purchases too. So those fields can be interesting to use. You also have the type of product and the status of products, of the product. You can create your own statuses, and in order to do that, you go into system configuration and inventory parameters. Here you have the option for product status files, and here you can basically create your own statuses. And remember, if you use your own statuses on products from a banner, they may be overwritten. So the best way to not to be overwritten is to use those new statuses only on your homemade codes. Basically, you have three different status: the one that is active, discontinued, or inactive. But you can create your own status as in substituted store use products. Other status that you can create is active winter, active summer, active fall, active spring. For seasonal items, this is very helpful when you want to activate some products with automatic purchasing for seasonal items. Also associated to the products, to the status rather, you can indicate if those status products with those status can be looked up at the point of sale, if it's allowed to buy them, if it's allowed to put them on sales order of type 7, that is a special sales order, install, or quotations, if you can use them in those type of sales orders only. If you can invoice also those products in special sales orders, even if they're not received. So this is very useful to help you out manage your items in stock. Also, we looked at the product codes. Here, the product codes, you can even create your own product types. There are a few that come in standard, such as regular, margin, service. You can create some of your own, as in gas product, eco fees, or deposits, or labor, or all of that. Excuse me. Labor overhead. So you can create them and have the system manage them as you wish. For example, you can have quantity management, cost management. You can identify products that are not for sale, so you won't be possible to put them in an invoice. You can prevent some products from showing up in the sales analysis. One kind of product that you don't want to see in sales analysis are credit cards, not credit cards, gift cards, rather. Sorry, gift cards. Most of the time, you receive an amount of money, but no stock is going out, so the cost of the product is of the sale is zero. So you don't want to see that in your sales analysis because it screws up everything in your sales analysis, especially if you have a lot of sales of gift cards on specific days. Also, in this option, you can manage the tax rates by provinces. If a province is not showing up here and you're trying to put a product with this type in a sales order or an invoice, it's going to tell you that you cannot sell those items in the province. So it's interesting to know. So if we go back into the inventory file, some interesting fields also are the on-hand, reserved, available, on order, and in receiving fields. The quantity on-hand shows you how much you have in stock according to the system. The reserved quantity shows you the number of items that are showing up on a sales orders. The available quantity, of course, is the reserved quantity minus the on-hand. The number on orders is the number of items that are showing up in open purchase orders. The quantity in receiving is the quantity that has been scanned in during the receiving process. When the receiving process is finished, those quantities are transferred to on-hand. So a few tricks to find out what is reserved and what is on order. You have a couple of reports. In the purchase order option, you have the list of reserved quantities. So this can be very useful to find out on which sales order the product shows up, the product appears. So you can, according to the dates and other information, you can decide that you're going to give the product to another customer because his order is more important, or he needs the product more quickly. We'll just wait for a few seconds to see an example of these lists of reserved quantities. Fortunately, sometimes this report takes some time to appear. Basically, what this report shows you is the sales order number and the quantity that is reserved for specific items. If you have several warehouses to manage, or different stores, you can see in which stores what is reserved and not. Well, this one takes a little bit of time. Let's have a look at the next one, the next option. The next report is the list of product that is not received. So that would tell you on which product, on which PO the products appear on. So you can choose to go into those POs and cancel the POs, because sometimes some POs stay open for several reasons. If you cannot find on which POs or on which sales order the products are reserved or on order, you can always call us and we are going to help you out with these problems. There are some situations where POs cannot be canceled, especially for group orders. The store cannot cancel those POs for a couple of reasons. So just call us and we'll be happy to cancel those POs for you, or at least make sure that we can make sure that you'll be able to cancel those. One of the reasons, among others, one of the reasons why some POs cannot be canceled, it's because of the status field in the detail of the PO. If the status is E, that's why sometimes the status is stuck at the status E, so you cannot do nothing. We have to intervene to change the status to help you close the PO. In the inventory file again, some fields like the weight of an item can be useful to have, especially if you are in a region where there are restrictions of on loads of trucks during specific period of the year. For example, in spring, when the temperatures are play between thawing, between freezing and thawing. So sometimes it's fun to have the weight on the sales orders of all the items. The way to simply enter the weight here in the inventory file, and in the company file you can specify how to manage how you want the weight to appear on the sales orders and sales orders and invoices. The unit of weight here, in this case it's in kilograms, so you can go in there and change kilogram for pounds, for example, to see the total weight in pounds. The value that you're putting, if for example, if this field is defined in kilogram in the inventory file, you should put the weight there. The system won't do the conversion from kilograms to weight and from weight to kilograms. Always use the same weight, the same weight measurement. Okay. Another field that's interesting is the memo. Okay. If, for example, I go in this field and look for a product that has a memo. So you see you have the memo code. For example, this product bears the supplier's warranty. So this message, this product bears the supplier warranty, is going to show on the printout of sales orders and invoices underneath the product that bears it. Okay. The memo is created once again in the system configuration 19 inventory parameters and 6 memo file. So if I query 001 here, you see that this memo is going to be printed on orders and invoices, O and I. If you want the memo to appear only on sales orders, you simply leave it to O like this. Or on the contrary, if you want to see it only on invoices, put I, and the system is going to print on the documents that you have specified here. Adding an entry here is going to allow you to enter, create, or new memos. Okay, basically, when the system is delivered, usually there's no memo in there at all. So it can be used for various reasons. For example, the first one here that we have, it's about supplier warranties. It can be other warranties that you're giving on products yourself, or a message that the product is sold in liquidation, so no returns are accepted. For products, warnings, to print warnings, and the various reasons for which you can create a memo. Oops. Another field that's not documented very much, it's in the parameter screen also. It's this field here that has no label. Okay, this field shows you how many items you have bought with the system so far, or how many items you have received with the system. Okay, so this item was bought 633 times in this example. If we go on like that, you can see sometimes it's a good piece of information to have. Okay. In the inventory analysis option, okay, you have on in this menu, you have some very interesting options that will help you out. For example, number 12 is going to show you depending on the minimum on-end quantity, all the items with a quantity on-end lower than the minimum on-end that you have entered. So this is the report to use to get a listing of items with negative quantities. Okay, this report prints not options, but products and the UPC codes. Sometimes if you have a lot of negative quantities, so here I have my report hasn't given me anything. This report, by the way, is not based on min-max. It's only based on quantities on it. What was I about to say? Okay, sometimes yes, that's true. Sometimes checking this report can help you find out problems or conflicts with UPC codes, some UPC codes that are associated to wrong products. So this product can be very useful for that part. Excuse me. Another interesting report is number 13 and 22. 13 is the listing of products for which there is no transaction. 13 is by bin location and 22 is by supplier. Okay, this report is going to show you everything that you have on hand and that's not moving around a lot. For example, in this report I asked for everything that was last sold before January 1st, 2011, so that's 2 years ago, and that was also last purchase. So there are no activities in the system at all in the last 2 years. So if I look at those the codes 00020015, I can see that I have 5 units of knives at 827. So in fact, we're using the last date sale. If you see January 1st, 1980, that's because the product was never sold. Either it is empty or you have a date similar to January 1st, 1980. So those are indicators that the product, you've never sold those items. So you bought 5 more than 2 years ago and you've never sold any in this case. The report shows you everything, and this can be helpful to discontinue items or just changing those items that do not have transactions, to move them around a little bit in the store so that they can be more in view for the customers. Sometimes stock that is not placed properly in the store can stay there for ages. Another report that's interesting is the product without a margin. Here in my report, I'm looking to all the items in Division 30 that has a profit margin less than 25% or higher than 80%. So everything that's going to show up on this report, and that is this this item, okay, is showing you a product that has a profit margin of 94.9. So maybe it is a mistake. So it's there is definitely well, to me, selling an item with 94% profit margin is a problem, but maybe not. Anyways, if I look at 40, sometimes it's going to help you with here. Those 2 items, for example, you sell with 2.2% profit margin. So maybe it's time to revise the product, the profit margin on those items, instead of waiting for the sales to come up with profit margin that are not correct. Well, sometimes depending on the type of product, it may be wanted to sell at a lower profit margin than 25%, or whatever you consider the minimum, depending on the competition around you, especially if you're in the lumber business. Sometimes the profit margin doesn't reach more than 3 or 5% because of the competition. So this is a good product to check your margins on a regular basis. Also, you have option 20 and 21, which give you the best sellers, either in quantity or in profit in profit value. Those 2 reports can be handy, and you can use them on a regular basis to see what's how your stock is moving around. Another set of options that's interesting also is number 14, the inventory modifications. If you want to change, earlier we talked about, in the previous menu rather, we talked about products without transaction. So this could be the basis to discontinue some items. You can, for example, status active or discontinued, for example. No, sorry. My mind was somewhere else. You can use this option to change the status on products from active to inactive, or other statuses that you have created yourself. Active winter, for example, to inactive winters at the end of the winter season for seasonal products. Okay, so this you would then use a division for seasonal temperatures, seasonal division to change the status on. Okay, so this is very useful for bulk change, bulk modifications. To discontinue items, you specify the number of months without sales or purchases. Okay, if the products meet both requirements, for example, all of those products that showed up in the report without transaction by bin location, if you specify 24 months after running this option, discontinue the status of those products will become discontinued. Okay, for another once again, for changing the status of a large range of products without with minimum effort. Number 3, shelf label style modification. This is to change in bulk, once again, the size label. For some banners, there are different formats of labels, so you can, for example, Rona stores, you can decide to change all of your label 1 format to label 2 formats for all the products, or we can go by division, department, category, whatever is the most convenient to you. This is going to change the label size for those items. Number 6 is the option that changes the type or division of items. Whenever there is transaction on some items that we have sales, receivings, we have inventory transfers, or whatever the type of transaction, it is not possible to change the division or the type of a product directly into the inventory file. So we have to use number 6 to do that. Once again, we can go to any bulk numbers, and also by suppliers too. So there are different parameters to suit your need. Number 7 is going to change all of your division the division department category of your items into a new division department category. Just choose the existing ones and make the modification that you need to do. For example, in this case, it's going to say in the same division, but department category is going to be changed. So this is going to affect all of the items matching the first 3 parameters. Round off on-end quantities. This option can be used to round up the quantity on end up to 5 decimals on a single product at a time. You can choose this, you can run this option as many times as you wish without interfering with your colleagues' work. because you're working one item at a time. Number 10 is going to do the same job but for a complete warehouse at a time or several warehouses at a time. It is recommended to run this option outside when the store is closed, because some tables will be locked, and it's going to prevent some users to do their job. For example, accessing sales orders or inventory file and things like that, and a couple of other options too. So it is something that better run outside business hours. Also, option number 11, generate default UPC codes. Okay, this option is going to generate, what it's going to do, in fact, is that it's going to take the product code and copy it into the 4D of the UPC detail in the UPC field, if and only if there are no entries in this table. But that will allow you to print UPC labels for those items that do not have UPC code, and it will allow you to scan them at service desk at the till, or at the checkpoint, price checkers, and all of that. That gives you an easy way out for products without UPC codes. Finally, there is this option, discountable product flag management. Okay, you have in the inventory file the field DISC for discountable, to indicate if the product is discountable or not. Okay, what this option do is, first, to be able to use this option, first you go to price management and go into number 5, discountable product management. Okay, and you add whatever information you need to specify the system, so that the system can make the calculations on its own once a day at night to manage your discountable flag in the inventory file. For example, here, everything that is in division 10, the minimum margin should be 30% for the product to be discountable. If the profit margin is higher than 30%, the flag in the inventory will be set automatically to yes. If the profit margin is 30% or less, then the flag is going to be set at no. So the product won't be discountable. You can have also entries such as this one for a specific, for example, specific division. You can have a lower profit margin for the products to have, so you can play with that. Sometimes in division department category, you have specific products, for example, whatever. You can enter a specific product here and specify the minimum margin for the product to be discountable. So whatever, you can use it as you want, and enter values there to manage your minimum and maximum, your minimum profit margin, so the setting of the discountable flag in the inventory file. Okay, here in 14, this option allows you to run the calculations to change the flag whenever you want during the day. Okay, as soon as you make changes, or you wait at night for the night tasks. And if you have entries in the option that I've shown you, the system is going to readjust daily the discountable flag on the items. So if the cost changes at one point in time during the day, the system at night is going to reconsider the setting of the discountable flag. And finally, in the product merge, okay, you can create suggestions of merges to purge codes. For example, you can specify some dates, last sold, last purchased, the status of the products for divisions or all, and ask garbage and specify in which case. So discontinued codes could be all sent to the garbage code that's going to remove those items from from your inventory file if you want to clean up your inventory file. So that's going to create a suggestion here, and of course, in order for the merge to take place, the processing message must be set to 1 to launch the merge or the modifications of the code. Remember that the merges and modifications are done at night, and that if you have a complete stock taking open, there won't be any merges made during the night tasks until that complete stock taking is finished or updated. So I'm going to unmute your microphone. So if you have any questions, it is time for you to ask them. Any questions?
Yeah, Deborah Shaw here.
Yes.
Products with out-of-range profit. I was just playing with it on our inventory, and it wasn't doing anything. Does anything have to be done to set that up?
No. Let me have a look. Just a sec. Do you mind if I show your screen to the others?
No problem.
Okay. Houston.
Just use the CA division.
Oh, 2717, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let me see. All warehouses. Okay. So that's the problem.
Okay, just missing some.
Do you want the items the items with a zero quantity? Do you want them to appear on the report also?
No.
No. Okay. Price level should be 1, using the average cost, and discountable and non-discountable products too. So there you are. You have one item.
Yep. So it's just a matter of filling in all the levels of
the parameters.
Okay.
Exactly.
Great.
Okay. Someone else? Okay, so if you don't have any more questions, I hope that the presentation has helped you out to better understand how to manage your things. Of course, if there's other questions that are popping up, After I'm closing this presentation, you can always place a service call and we're going to call you back and answer your different questions. So last call for the questions. Okay, thank you very much for assisting, and hopefully it's been helpful to you guys. Have a good day.